Hey friends, welcome back to another video. I am taking a little hike to find a place to sit down to chat with you guys. I'm loving the nice warm spring that we're having because we can have chats outside again, which is fantastic. The wind is starting to pick up just a touch, which hopefully won't give us too much trouble. So today we are going to talk about my experience with MyReuteri from Oxyceutics, as well as Gut to Glow, also from Oxyceutics, and they are related because Gut to Glow includes MyReuteri in it, just with a few other ingredients. So we're going to be chatting about that, and I do have a really big giveaway at the end of this video. I had a whole bunch of giveaways lined up for my birthday month, which was April, and I had so many that they are spilling over into May. So we are doing this one here a week into May already. So definitely stick around to the end to enter into that giveaway if you are watching this, you know, about the time that I release it. Also, I want to mention that I am actually going to be on Dr. Davis's channel tomorrow morning. He is actually going to interview me, which what an honor, right? So I will be over on his channel at 9 a.m. Pacific or noon Eastern on his channel, May 8th. I will leave a link to his channel down below so you can go subscribe and ring the bell and all the things so that you can join in on that live stream. All right, so I want to chat about my experience with Dr. Davis's supplements. So these Oxyceutics supplements are Dr. Davis's brand. He talked about on the live stream I did with him on my channel a while back, how he was frustrated with the sourcing of the Reuteri supplements, and he just was like, I'm going to do it right. I'm going to make sure I know exactly what strains they are, and he just decided to come out with his own line of supplements. So really briefly, I'll go over my experience with the Reuteri that I got from BioGaia that I used for when I made the videos about making SIBO yogurt, which I know a lot of you guys who are watching me now came to my channel through those videos. So at that point, he hadn't come out with the MyReuteri supplements yet. And so I used what he recommended, which is the BioGaia supplements, the chewable ones where you use 10 of the little tablets and you crush them up and you use them as a starter. So that's what I used originally when I was combating SIBO. I do have a whole video that goes over everything I did to heal my gut and to, you know, get myself to a healthier place. So if you want all of the details on what I did, I will put that video up in the cards for you to check out. But as far as the Reuteri part of it, I made the yogurt with the BioGaia chewable tablets. I used those when I was battling the SIBO, when it was, you know, giving me all kinds of problems. And it was a really big piece in helping heal my gut and to get over, you know, my SIBO issues. I noticed within 48 hours of starting to eat the yogurt, my symptoms like just went away. Like all of a sudden my gut just worked properly. And it's not to say it was like that way from that moment forward. I still had to work through some stuff and deal with some gut issues, but I just saw really immediate effect from adding that Reuteri yogurt into my diet. I will say that at that point, I did not experience a lot of the other benefits of Reuteri that Dr. Davis talks about. It's supposed to increase oxytocin, which helps reduce anxiety and stress and helps you, you know, like want to connect more with people. Dr. Davis talks about, you know, being at a coffee shop and striking up conversation with a stranger. You're just more open to that kind of thing, apparently, when you have more oxytocin in your system. And so because the Reuteri is supposed to increase oxytocin, you get more of those kinds of feelings with it. And that's not something that I noticed originally when I was using the BioGaia Reuteri yogurt. And there could be multiple reasons for that. One, just that my gut was in such a rough spot that, you know, it was doing the work of healing my gut, but everything was still such a mess that I just didn't feel those effects. It could also be that I was using the BioGaia, and Dr. Davis mentioned that it's hard to know exactly what strain of Reuteri is in the BioGaia, and from batch to batch, maybe it could be different. So it could have to do something with the specific strain that I got. I do truly believe that it helped heal my gut and get rid of my SIBO, that's what I was using it for. So I was very, very happy with that. But I just didn't notice those oxytocin effects from it. I do feel like I treated SIBO. All of my SIBO symptoms have gone away, and I've been living SIBO free for the last couple of years. And like happens with a lot of things, when you're actively feeling symptoms and having issues, it's a lot easier to remember to do all the things to help those symptoms go away. As soon as the symptoms go away, and maybe you're not like this, but this is how I am. As soon as the symptoms go away, it becomes a lot more difficult for me to put the effort in to, do the work. Other things just kind of take priority, I guess. And so I dropped out of the habit of making the reuteri yogurt. I will mention also that I both did the reuteri by itself and the Super Gut SIBO yogurt that Dr. Davis has in his book with the 3 strains, the B. coagulans, the L-gasseri, and the reuteri. I don't know which ones were the most beneficial, or if I could have skipped one or more of them. I have no idea. All I know is that's what I did, and I had good results from it. I did want to throw that in. It wasn't just the reuteri, although I went back and forth between doing all 3 and doing the reuteri by itself. So after symptoms kind of cleared up and I was doing better, I just got out of the habit. I'm a busy person, and other things took priority. And so I went quite a few months without having any reuteri supplements or any yogurt. And I will mention, I did not get any SIBO symptoms returning. So it wasn't like just taking the yogurt was keeping my SIBO at bay. I do believe that I healed my gut. My diet is way more open than it used to be. I can eat pretty much anything now and not have crazy digestive symptoms or bloating or things that I used to get from eating green vegetables, especially raw vegetables, different grains and things like that. I would just get terrible gut reactions, and I feel like those are gone, and even going off of the SIBO yogurt didn't cause the symptoms to come back. So I went off the yogurt for several months, not because I intended to, just because of life. And at the end of last year, Dr. Davis actually sent me some of his supplements because they were just coming on the market, and he wanted me to try them out. And so he sent me the Gut to Glow. Well, he sent me both the 3-month pack of Gut to Glow, which is 3 of these, and also one of the bottles of the 20 billion MyReuteri. They have both the 10 billion and the 20 billion. And so he sent me that. And I decided I would just go ahead and do the Gut to Glow and just test it out. So that gave me an out from putting the time into making the yogurt. I was like, I'll just try the supplements. Now, the benefit Dr. Davis says to doing the yogurt over the supplements is that you get a higher count of the reuteri. He says with half a cup of yogurt, you get about 300 billion, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, of the MyReuteri bacteria. And in the Gut to Glow, if you take a full serving, which is 4 capsules, you'll get 40 billion. Which still sounds like a ton, but you just get a bigger, much higher of a dose if you do the yogurt. And so if you're actively battling SIBO and you're trying to get it under control, he does recommend doing the yogurt and getting that high of a dose. But if you have SIBO under control and you're just wanting the other benefits of reuteri, then doing the smaller doses, 10 billion to 40 billion, is totally fine. So since I wasn't actively battling SIBO, I went ahead and decided to just do the Gut to Glow supplement only. And I will say, I noticed a very dramatic effect on my mood and like my perceived stress levels after taking the Gut to Glow. It took probably, things happen slowly, and I wasn't like, hyper focused on, how do I feel? It was just like, after a while, I was like, I think there's something to this, because what I noticed was that my kind of struggle with being anxious in public situations, or just being anxious, I guess. I wasn't struggling with it as much. And then another thing that I noticed, which was kind of funny, is when I was working out, like I do a workout group here locally, and it's a pretty hard workout. It's pretty intense. A lot of HIIT training and stuff like that. And so it can be, it can be a lot. And usually I'm like, counting the reps and like trying to focus to get through, certain exercises. And I just kind of noticed after a while that my mind was wandering while I was doing these hard, sets of exercises. I was still doing the exercises. It wasn't like I was just, going off in my own world and not actually doing it. I was doing it, but my mind was able to like just kind of go somewhere else. And I was thinking about other things. It was like the mind stress, if that makes sense, of the difficulty of the exercise wasn't affecting me in the same way. My body was still under stress because I was still doing the work. It was just easier mentally. So that was an interesting thing that I noticed. And I just noticed this like lower level of anxiety, just as a baseline, just more easygoing. I did notice the talking to strangers comes more easily. I've always been someone who's more of an introvert and not really wanting to make those connections just with strangers. I'm like, if I'm going to the grocery store, I want to go in and go out and not really, connect with anybody while I'm focusing on grocery shopping. But I feel like that is diminished after starting to take the Gut to Glow that has the MyReuteri in it. And like all the different things that Dr. Davis, outlines of benefits as far as mentally and emotionally, I definitely feel like I got those benefits. And so, like I mentioned, I didn't notice those back when I was taking the BioGaia. Again, could be because my health was in such a rough place at that point that I couldn't notice it. Through all the noise, I couldn't hear it. Could also be because Dr. Davis knows what he's doing with the different strains, and the ones that are in his MyReuteri are the right ones that I needed for my brain health. I will also throw in here that I've talked a lot about red light therapy recently and how that has affected my brain. And I absolutely think that both the MyReuteri in the Gut to Glow and the red light therapy are working together. So it's really hard to tease out like results from one thing versus another. But I will say I started the red light therapy more than a month before I started the Gut to Glow supplement. And so I was able to, see a little differentiation of results from the red light therapy versus when I started the Gut to Glow. So, but I do want to, there's always so many factors involved. And so I don't want to, overhype one thing like, oh, this gave me exactly this result and nothing else could have affected that. Anyways, just want to throw that in there. So at this point, I am 100% a believer in the benefits of the Reuteri, and I absolutely would recommend Dr. Davis's MyReuteri supplement. I think he is working really hard to make sure that it is a quality product. I was talking with Kim over at Oxyceutics, who works with Dr. Davis, and she was telling me about what they've gone through with shipping the product because they wanted to make sure that it wasn't getting sent to like a holding facility and sitting in some hot warehouse for who knows how long before it gets shipped out to consumers. They've had to work really hard to make sure that when the product gets delivered to people that they're actually getting, live probiotics. So I definitely think that they do a great job in quality control. And when you order from them, you will get a quality product. So like I mentioned, I got these results from taking the Gut to Glow supplement from Dr. Davis. And this Gut to Glow supplement has 40 billion CFU of the Reuteri, and that is in 4 capsules. So you take 4 capsules for a serving. And then the other ingredients in here are I can't ever say it right. Astaxanthin. I think that's right. Astaxanthin. And then hyaluronic acid and marine collagen. And those, from what I understand, are mostly for skin. So it's called Gut to Glow. It's like healing your gut and then you get glowing skin, something like that. And so those other 3 supplements besides the Reuteri, I believe are primarily like skin health focused. And so the benefits that I have seen And my skin was already doing pretty good. It got a lot better after I healed my gut. And so I didn't see like a really dramatic change in my skin health after taking this, because I feel like I already saw that more dramatic change when I healed my gut. But I do think that it's primarily the reuteri that has given me the benefits that I've been talking about, the lower anxiety baseline and, all of that. And so once I run out of this, I will definitely move over to just the MyReuteri, because it is a lot cheaper just to get the MyReuteri by itself. And this is the 20 billion capsules. Like I said, they have a 10 billion and a 20 billion. And so if you want to get the same amount that's in the Gut to Glow, you would take 2 of the 20 billion per day. So I definitely plan on doing that. When I run out of the Gut to Glow, I will just start ordering the MyReuteri, and I may start playing with making the yogurt again. Once I finish the Gut to Glow, I'll probably start making the yogurt again and kind of see how that makes me feel. But it is nice to have the supplements on hand, because life is busy and sometimes I just fall out of the habit of getting the yogurt made, and then sometimes there are failed batches. And so it's just, another thing that I can make easy. But I probably will start working on making some of the yogurt again, but then, like I said, also having the supplements on hand. So I hope that gives you a good idea of my experience with the Oxyceutics and the Gut to Glow. I have been taking the Gut to Glow for about 3 months now, and so going strong on that. And I've had such good results from it. I definitely will continue. It's one of those things where you try out a supplement and you're like, is it worth it? Because everything costs money. But for me, I do definitely think it's worth it. And I will be, moving on to the MyReuteri and just having that regularly. Okay, so now let's get to the giveaway. So for my birthday giveaway, they are offering a Skin Radiance bundle. This is like a high-priced bundle. This is an amazing prize, and it includes 3 months supply of the Gut to Glow, which is fantastic. And then it includes also 3 months of the D and O Glow, which is a vitamin D and omega-3 supplement. So, you'll get all of your bases covered. And then they're also throwing in 1 bottle of the 20 billion MyReuteri as well. So it is a hefty bundle. So what I want you guys to do to enter the giveaway is, in the comments down below, just put the words gut health in your comment. It doesn't have to be a hashtag. I just want the words gut and health in your comment somewhere, and that will automatically enter you into the giveaway. The winner does have to have a shipping address in the US. And I think that's it. So go down into the comments, leave the words gut health in your comment, and I will be picking a winner on Sunday morning. So I will reply to the comment of the winner. Please make sure that it's really me replying to your comment. There are a lot of scammers out there. If they do anything besides tell you to email me at indigoliza@gmail.com, then it's not from me. I won't ask you to do anything weird. So I will reply to your comment telling you to email me. I will also put a community post on my YouTube channel that will have your name. So if you get a reply to your comment, you're not really sure it's from me, head over to my community page on my channel. And if you see your name there, then you'll know it was real and you really were the winner. So that is it from me for now. Good luck on the giveaway, and I will see you again in the next video.